Well, there's many different things. You know, communication, as you say, it really is a running theme in this movie. They have no communication. Nobody knows where they are. The pilot didn't file a flight plan. I didn't call my husband to tell him what I was doing. He did not speak to his wife. You know, no one knows where they are. And then you have these two strangers who have to communicate to survive. And you know, you can liken that to the way the world is now. I mean, you think about Hurricane Irma, there are all those people in the British Virgin Islands who do not know that Jose is coming because they have no communication. It's terrifying. And to be that cut off, I can only imagine, must be truly, truly devastating. And for us, inventing that, imagining that, creating that, because we had to tell this story. That was one of the things actually that I did find the hardest of all, was really imagining what it would feel like and what it would be like to be that cut off. But I'm glad you bring that up, because it's, you know, I think that's so much a part of what creates the tension and the fear level in these characters, which obviously we then hope to have conveyed to the audience, that sense of being so alone.
Yeah, you know, film is definitely one of the greatest mechanisms of sharing an idea and a thought, right? And yes, you have two people that are strangers, and you know, in our world at this point, you know, strangers are battling strangers, you know, all the time, and there is a complete wall in between communications, and as soon as that wall is down, people communicate, things move on. And I think the theme of that is in this film. Of course, it's a survivalist story, but yeah, you know, the Uber theme is that, can two people who don't know each other, that have perhaps very little in common with each other, can they get on? Can they turn into human beings and just survive? And in this case, the answer is yes. And not only that, they fall in love. So I think, you know, interesting question, you know, I mean, as it relates to what's happening in our world.
Every day was a challenge, every day was different, every day was a surprise. There were things that happened that were, you know, frightening sometimes, you know, just being at 10,000 feet and acting and surviving and, you know, mucking in together, looking out for one another, which we obviously did, but we also did with the crew. I mean, I would find myself looking out for crew members just as much as I knew they were looking out for us guys. Running or exerting oneself at altitude in those kinds of temperatures, in waist-deep snow, I think we both discovered that it is horrifically painful. It hurts your chest, it burns your chest. That was a real shock to me. I just hadn't heard of that. I didn't know about that at all. And nothing really actually can prepare you.
What was great though was when they said it's a wrap, and we'd head back to our trailers, not our trailers, but to our makeup, and we shared a makeup bus together, and we'd look at each other across the, you know, just look at each other
we would
like,
just go,
Jesus, man. Pour a glass of wine.
There were days when we would really just sit there and go,
wow.
Like, what just happened? You know, what just happened to us today?
We're very lucky as actors to get to that experience, but mate, when you look at each other and when you're going, wow, we're making a movie, but actually we did just come off the side of a mountain. I know this is acting, but we did just come off the side of a mountain. We did just trail through 8 feet of snow.
And you know, there's no warming tent up there. There's no like cozy actor stuff behind the scenes that is special treatment for the actors that nobody else gets, you know. No. There was nothing up there. It was just us and the crew. And we would like fill each other's pockets with snacks and candy to keep one another going, making sure you're drinking enough water. I mean, you know, having energy drink, whatever it was that you needed. I mean, it was very much, it was proper survival stuff. And I would find myself coming into work the following day and I'd walk into the makeup bus and I'd go, can I just ask you, did we actually do any decent acting yesterday at all? Because I swear I cannot remember a thing we did. Because sometimes we'd get out of the helicopter and it would just be about getting through it as efficiently as possible, making sure we were telling the story, and to Christ God, hoping that we were doing some kind of acting along the way, because in that level of cold, your brain freezes as well. But it was amazing. It was amazing up there. I still have not read the book.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't. I suppose we had the script as our base, and then Kate and I stripped the script right back. We both applied a lot of our life experiences to the characters, to the words, and then the next layer was throwing us on top of a mountain, and some of those words didn't even matter anymore. You know, it became about what was communicated with each other's personas, eyes, and vibe, and not to mention the environment, you know. So that was, you know, is one of those films where you actually, the book, and by the way, the author came to the set, which was great, you know, that he came and saw that, but he said, wow, this is very, very different from how he imagined it.